Chapter 4. The demonic power that feminizes Zhao still held firmly to his principle that to fight demons, one must also use demonic powers. He and Yamil, being mere humans, would certainly lose in a confrontation. Perhaps they could emerge victorious in the first battle, but they would undoubtedly face defeat and death in the second one. That was why Zhao kept forcing Yamil to use Niroki's demon power. Yamili clearly refused, but Zhao chose to take a wicked path to ensure his sister received that power. He then entered their late parents' bedroom. Inside was a tightly sealed safe. Within it was stored a highly valuable item, the Niroki pendant, which had been passed down to Yamil. Zhao quickly opened the safe, using a code he already knew. The safe opened, revealing a small black box inside that housed the pendant. "Hope I made the right choice," he murmured as he opened the box. The beautiful green pendant emitted a soft yet mesmerizing glow. He took the pendant and left the room. At the time, Zhao was cooking porridge. He slipped the peanut-sized pendant into a round-shaped topping. Zhao made several similar toppings to disguise the pendant's presence. Once cooked, the porridge was served to Yamil. She ate it with an enormous appetite, unaware that she had just swallowed the pendant. "This porridge is delicious. I feel instantly refreshed," said Yamil cheerfully. Zhao watched his sister closely. There was no change at all, and the pendant's power had not yet shown. Is the power really working in her body? Zhao wondered silently. "Do you want more porridge?" Zhao asked. "No, I just want to take a shower. I smell terrible," Yamil replied. Yamil rose and headed toward the bathroom, walking slowly and gracefully like a queen consort. "Huh? Why is she walking like that? She usually walks like a man," Zhao muttered in surprise. Yamil was a tomboy. She normally walked with firm, rapid steps like a soldier. "Is this the effect of the pendant's power?" Zhao murmured. Zhao was stunned by the situation, especially when he remembered that Yamil had been seriously injured after the fight last night. But this morning, she looked healthy and walked without pain. It was truly a miracle. After a while, Yamil finished showering, changed clothes, and joined her brother in the living room. Zhao, meanwhile, was busy reading the Demonic Shadow Encyclopedia to find information about behavioral changes after obtaining demonic powers. When Yamil appeared, Zhao was shocked. She was wearing a tank top and hot pants, extremely feminine. Normally, she wore knee-length shorts paired with oversized t-shirts. "Zhao, take me shopping. I want to buy more tank tops and hot pants like these," said Yamil. "Are you okay? Why are you so feminine now?" "You usually always behave like a man," Zhao replied. Yamil was shocked, having just come to terms with the fact that she typically behaved like a man. She became embarrassed and tried to act casual. "Well, it's not wrong for a woman to wear this kind of clothing. Besides, it's really comfortable to wear at home," she replied, trying to justify herself. "No, we can't go out. I'm sure we're being hunted by enemies. We need to stay hidden for now," Zhao answered. Yamili understood, but her confusion grew. She didn't like acting feminine, yet she was now doing it unconsciously. Returning to her room, she was baffled by how she dressed. "Why do I suddenly feel confident showing off my cleavage and long legs?" she muttered while looking at herself in the mirror. "Maybe it's from the fight yesterday. Did it mess with my brain?" she mumbled, hitting her head in frustration. Yamil was still deep in thought, confused about this change in her behavior. Suddenly, "You're pretty, but clueless when it comes to dressing," said a woman's voice. Yamil looked around, her eyes scanning the entire room. "Who's there?" she asked, trying to find the one mocking her. But there was no one. She was alone in the room. Still confused, Yamil heard the voice again. "Look into the mirror," the woman instructed. Yamil obeyed and looked at the mirror. To her shock, her left eye had turned green. "This is me," the woman declared, a voice that only Yamil could hear. Of course, this startled Yamil. "Who are you?" she asked seriously. "I am you, and you are me. We have become one, so there is no you or me." The woman's voice echoed in her mind. Yamil had felt fear and confusion earlier, but now she was focused. "Why do you speak so vaguely? Are you a creature incapable of communicating properly?" Yamil snapped. "Ha ha 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 ha! How bold of you to insult me!" The woman laughed. "I don't care who you are." "Get out of my body," Yamil declared. As her anger boiled over, the voice disappeared. Her emotions were in disarray, and she couldn't think clearly. All she felt was rage. What was happening to her? Why were strange voices disturbing her? She tried to recall what had happened. Last night she had fought Rana, the Kalanak. Her body had felt normal then. Nothing like the strange changes she was experiencing now. Was it an injury from the fight? Yamil examined her body more thoroughly. She then went to find her brother Zhao, who was still busy with the demonic shadow encyclopedia. She approached Zhao with a piercing stare. Her anger was obvious. Zhao felt uneasy. Why does she look so furious? Has she figured out I tricked her? Zhao wondered. "Zhao, tell me everything that happened last night, starting from when you brought me home," Yamil demanded. Zhao realized Yamil was suspicious and wanted to know the full story. He racked his brain, trying to explain things without making her even angrier. He told her everything, how he escaped the rope, tracked the motorbike with the GPS, and saved her from Rana's stab. Yamila listened closely, piecing together the chronology to understand what might have happened to her body. "What's wrong?" Zhao asked cautiously, trying not to provoke her. "I feel strange. I heard a woman's voice mocking me," Yamil explained. "Maybe it's from last night's fight. You might have taken a hard blow to the head, which could have affected your brain," Zhao replied. He was scared of her anger, but deep down, he was satisfied. His mission to grant his sister demonic power had succeeded. Chapter 5. Searching for the suicidal Zhao's victory over Rana, also referred to as the Kalanak, caused a profound impact on the Split Sun group. Their rage was further inflamed, and they immediately wanted to hunt down the siblings, Yamil and Zhao, to exact their revenge. The traits of demons had already begun to possess them, even if it was just the lower-ranked members without any powers. Ordinary humans who relied solely on brute strength in battles. To them, intelligence was meaningless nonsense, but among them, the one who was the most furious was Recha. She held a prominent position in the Split Sun group, alongside Rana, who Zhao had rendered incapacitated. Yet her anger wasn't directed at Zhao. It was aimed at Rana for being defeated by an ordinary human. He. I can't believe you lost to a mere human," mocked Recha. Despite the deadly attack from Zhao, Rana managed to survive. The power of the Kalanak enabled his body to heal rapidly after receiving treatment from his subordinates. "Shut up! Once I'm fully recovered, I'll kill them myself," she growled with fury. "As if you could! My men are already scouring the city for them. Once they're found, I'll kill them with my own hands. Waiting for you to heal takes too long." Recha shot back sharply. Hearing this, Rana's anger burned hotter. It was a personal insult to him. Someone else was now hunting the enemy he wanted to kill. For Rana, only he was worthy of taking Yamile and Zhao's lives. "Recha, don't cross the line. They are my prey," she screamed as Recha walked out, leaving him alone in the room. Recha walked down a hallway, accompanied by her assistant. Their destination was the headquarters of their group, located in a luxurious mansion in the center of East City. The building was stunning, decorated with ornate details, paintings on every wall, and even preserved animals on display. In this headquarters, Recha and Rana were the leaders. They divided responsibilities. Rana handled corpse thefts or pendant retrievals, while Recha specialized in driving people to such despair that they would choose suicide. Recha was extremely skilled in this domain. She recruited delinquent teenagers to bully their weaker peers. Not only did she bully these weaker teens, but she also coerced them into drug addiction. The addiction drove them to keep buying drugs until they ended up buried in debt. Once again, Recha was behind it all. When the teens sought loans to buy more drugs, Recha would show up with money, but the debt came with an outrageous interest. Life under this crushing pressure often led them to commit suicide. "Have those foolish kids arrived yet?" Recha asked her assistant, a muscular, intimidatingly beautiful woman with tattoos on her neck and chest. "Yes, they're already here, waiting in the lounge," she replied. Recha made her way to the room. Laughter echoed faintly from inside, where the teens were joking around. As Recha entered, she saw 4 teenagers still wearing school uniforms. "Madam, we're here," said one of them. "What do you think of yesterday's show, madam?" "Pretty cool, huh?" he asked. "Suicide on the pedestrian bridge? Good idea. I like it," Recha said approvingly. The praise made the teens cheer with delight. The teens received high appreciation for their efforts to find suicidal victims. Recha's assistant tossed 2 large envelopes to them, filled with cash and drugs. "That's your reward. Share the drugs with your friends. Get more of them addicted," Recha added. A teen with a wild afro quickly grabbed the envelope, his eyes sparkling at the sight of the money inside. "We're partying tonight," he yelled, echoed by cheers from his friends. "Thank you, madam," they all shouted. "Remember, find as many people as possible who want to commit suicide. Bring them closer to their death." "Shh," laughed Recha, causing those around her to feel pain in their ears. Even her assistant and the teens had to clutch their ears. Her laughter wasn't just loud, it was painful to hear. "Don't worry about that, madam. We just located another target. It's a girl this time, petite and easy to manipulate. She'll probably kill herself today or tomorrow," said the afro-haired teen. Recha's expression changed immediately, intrigued. "What did you do to her?" she asked. "I kept bullying her, terrorized her life until she cried every night," he said, laughing. "Excellent. I love that," Recha replied. "Go enjoy your party," she said, leaving the group behind. Recha was extremely pleased with their work. She walked back to her office with a broad smile on her face. Today was a wonderful day, at least in her twisted mind. There was still one problem: Yamil and Zhao. The siblings had discovered the dark schemes being carried out by the Split Sun group. That was a threat, but Recha was confident she could handle it swiftly. To her, killing Yamil and Zhao would be easy. They were just humans, no match for her Kalanak-infused powers. The hunt for them was already underway. She would eventually make her move. That time came. Her subordinates had found Yamila and Zhao's home. They were doomed to a painful death tonight. "Perfect. I can't wait to kill them." "We move at midnight," she told her assistant. who had been by her side all along. At midnight, Recha departed for Yamile and Zhao's hideout. She wasn't alone. Sassy, her assistant, went with her. No need for an army, just the two of them were more than enough to take down the siblings. Their car sped through the streets of East City, heading toward the outskirts where Yamil and Zhao were hiding. So this is their hideout. What a tiny place, Recha said, looking at their house. From the outside, it looked abandoned, a perfect place to hide. The distance to the nearest neighbor made it an ideal battleground. Let's end the drama quickly, hi. As she and Sassy prepared to storm the house, Recha said, let's end this quickly, hi. Wait here. I'll destroy the house from above, Recha commanded, then flew up into the air. Now hovering above the house, Recha could see through a window. Zhao was in the living room, busy with his computer. She summoned her powers. Her hair floated, transforming into sharp spears. These spears numbered in the hundreds. Once launched, they would surely end Zhao and Yamil's lives, unless they reacted fast. Die, you scum! Recha screamed as the spears rained down on the house, ripping it apart. Chapter 6. The Power of the Demon. Niroki Recha's power was truly overwhelming, destroying Zhao and Yamil's house completely, leaving only debris and ruins in its wake. Recha looked satisfied, but she kept scanning the house, searching for Yamil and Zhao's bodies. Since there were no signs of them, it's likely that the rubble buried them. He. They're dead, Recha laughed in satisfaction, believing there were no signs of life. But she was mistaken. From behind the clouds of smoke and the remnants of the rubble, Yamil and Zhao emerged. Both jumped to the back area of the house, gasping for breath. We almost died, Zhao muttered. Wah! Why are you out here wearing only a bikini? Zhao shouted, frustrated at seeing his sister. I was trying on Mom's bikini collection. I look so beautiful in it, Yamil explained, her eyes sparkling. You're getting weirder, Zhao snapped. Is this the effect of the demon's power? Zhao wondered, noticing Yamil acting more feminine than usual. Before, she seemed totally unbothered about showing off her body now. Enough! We have to face her, Zhao said calmly, standing up and staring sharply at Recha. Seeing the siblings still alive, Recha grew furious. She hadn't expected them to escape her deadly rain of sharp spears. Why are you still alive? Recha shouted in anger. I knew where you were because of your ugly laugh. Next time, don't laugh so loud when you're ambushing someone, idiot, Yamil mocked. That was the ridiculous truth of the night. Recha had let out a loud laugh before ambushing them, which gave the siblings time to react and prepare to escape. Unfortunately, the sudden attack meant they hadn't grabbed any weapons. All they could do was run, unarmed, into the next battle. Then a figure slowly approached Recha. It was a woman named Sassy. Attack them, Recha ordered her assistant. Without hesitation, Sassy charged toward Yamil and Zhao. She's a strong opponent. Find any weapon inside the house. I'll fight her, Yamil instructed Zhao. Yamil then ran toward Sassy. The two clashed with punches, but Yamil looked hurt. Sassy's punches were incredibly strong. She's so strong, I'll need to rely on speed, Yamil thought. Seeing her opponent in pain, Sassy launched another attack, a kick toward Yamil's head. Yamil ducked and countered with a kick to Sassy's face. The attack hit squarely, but the tattooed woman didn't seem to feel pain. Instead, she smiled wickedly at Yamil. Meanwhile, Zhao rushed back into the house, looking for a weapon. But before he could fully enter the ruins, Recha unleashed a storm of sharp spikes from her hair. I won't let you get your weapon, Recha declared, flying at him with terrifying speed. Zhao couldn't dodge. A powerful punch struck his face, sending him flying several meters back. Zhao, Yamil shouted in panic, but she couldn't help him yet. She had to deal with Sassy first. Sassy kept attacking non-stop, making it difficult for Yamil to retaliate. Punch after punch came at her. Yamil could only block or dodge them. Even blocking Sassy's strikes was painful. Is she also using demon powers? Her punches are so strong, Yamil muttered. Panting, Yamil tried to counterattack, but this time she had to be clever. She dipped her toe into the sand beneath her and suddenly kicked it up, sending grains into Sassy's eyes. This gave Yamil a chance to run to her brother. Recha kept laughing as she approached Zhao, preparing for another strike. Yamili now stood in front of her brother, trying to protect him as he lay on the ground, gasping and in pain. The enemy had completely cornered the two. Fighting back seemed impossible. Their enemies were just too powerful. Use your power, sis, Zhao yelled. If you don't use it, we'll die. You already have the demon Niroki's power. Yamil was stunned by what Zhao said. I don't have any power, you idiot, she snapped. Zhao lost patience and finally confessed he had tricked Yamil into swallowing the demon's pendant. The trap had worked through the porridge he gave her earlier that morning. Realizing this, Yamil was furious. You're insane, she shouted, grabbing Zhao's shirt as if she was about to punch him. How dare you trick me? I don't want to become a demon. Zhao got angry too. This is payback for locking me up yesterday, he yelled. Recha and Sassy stared in confusion at the siblings. Hey, we're your enemies here, Recha said. Shut up. Don't interrupt, Yamil barked. He is still fuming, Yamil continued scolding her brother. You want my power? I can defeat that Kalanak easily. A mysterious female voice echoed in Yamil's mind again. I don't need your power, Yamil shouted back. Suddenly, she froze, letting go of Zhao's shirt. She realized something. The voice that had been bothering her all morning belonged to the demon Niroki. Don't just stand there. You'll die, Niroki's voice warned. Sure enough, Recha was preparing another attack. Her hair transformed into a massive sharp spear. It launched at Yamil with deadly speed. Use your power now. Use your weapon, Zhao screamed. I don't have a weapon, you idiot, Yamil panicked. You have a trident, Zhao shouted. Suddenly, a golden trident appeared in Yamil's hands. It was beautiful, glowing brightly. Huh? What is this? Yamil gasped in shock. Every second counted as if she wanted to survive Recha's deadly attack. Refocusing, Yamil raised her weapon just in time. With her new trident, she struck the sharp spear, knocking it far to her left. It flew into a tree, impaling it so hard that the tree collapsed. Recha was stunned by the trident's sudden appearance. Oh, so now you're using demon powers like me, she said, with a sinister smile. What kind of demon power do you have? Yamil stood tall, eyes locked on Recha. Her body radiated a green aura, stunning and terrifying to behold. Her eyes turned emerald green, shining like diamonds. She smiled. Beautiful, but merciless. She had fully become the demon Niroki and was ready to destroy her enemy. I am Niroki, she said softly, then leapt forward to attack Recha.